It's BNR, it's the Red Zone. Welcome to Liverpool. Finally scoring from open play, but the Reds were down all week. I repeat, the Reds, and we were all down all week. But today was all about maturity, professionalism, and
we weren't down on Friday. Sorry to interrupt.
We've been down all week.
Me and Gina went down on Friday. We were fine actually.
Yeah,
we were playing the Monopoly board on Friday, buying and selling.
It was a brilliant show, man. I really enjoyed that
one. Well, you had all the Liverpool players on Old Kent Street. That's all you did.
Exactly. Sorry to interrupt. Go on, carry on. Sorry to interrupt us.
No. Liverpool didn't turn into the hunters. I like the term, the hunters. I think was it Jurgen Klopp that coined that statement this week? The hunters, but Liverpool didn't turn into the hunters by choice, but it's hunting that's what we'll do. And but yeah, here with me, joining me tonight are three gentlemen looking a lot happier today. But they are the usual killers: Gene, Sarib, and King. Am I calling you King RY or King Rai? What is it, Avi? Let's get
today,
it out.
Yeah. King Rai. What a performance! I know you must have seen my Twitter all night.
Oh, Ryan
Garcia. That's his name's King Rai, isn't it?
So yes. You supported the guy.
Who?
You did.
No, you're not.
No. The guy's fun.
I expected Devin Haney to beat him because Ryan Garcia. It seemed as if he wasn't up here, but he played the greatest act to promote this fight. He was absolutely amazing. But I've just been up all night celebrating, drinking a few. What a performance! It's the greatest sporting story of 2024. It won't be beaten. Even if Liverpool win the league, it won't be beaten.
Oh, come on.
Whatever.
You missed the opportunity.
He didn't even make weight.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it? That's the whole point.
I'm only joking. You know what? I like his Twitter, and it was a victory for the anti-Illuminati as well. Okay. How are we feeling? It looks like he's a bit chirpier in here tonight, and it's good to see. Gene, we'll start with you. It looks like you've been having a nap all day, but you watched the game today, which is good news, and that's why you're here to talk about the game. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy, a lot happier. I know we were all right on Friday, but it was all about getting a win under our belt on it. So I'm happier. 1 down, 5 to go.
1 down, 5 to go. Avi, I like that, and I like your top. It's looking nice. What is it?
It's nice. It was actually I got it as a gift, Asim. By the Born and Red lot. Very nice gift. Well, they gave me a few gifts, not just one when I was down for the Burnley game. No, it's a nice top. It's the first time it fit. Because I've been struggling with my weight, as you can imagine, as you saw.
Is that why you and Garcia like each other?
No, but it's because we missed weight. No, it was a nice top, but no, thank you once again. When I was down, obviously, you guys were kind enough to get me some gifts, and I really appreciate that. But no, I'm good. 8:30 kickoff today. I was apprehensive. I can't lie. I was very apprehensive. I didn't have any expectations. And I think that's the best way to go now with 5 to go. It's just like, let's see. Not like hit and hope, but let's see what this team can do. But it seems as if they have a few switch ups in the team lineup, which we'll go into. But I'm very satisfied with that result. It's been a good weekend so far.
Sarib, I've got a banging headache today. Not because of Liverpool, but I need to tell you that I've got a banging headache, but you've been telling me I want to cook you, Asim. So shall we get that out of the way? What have you got in for me? You've got something in the background as well that you want to play, I take it. Shall we get it out of the way?
I'm not even going to play anything in the background, but I'm not even going to cook you, Asim. All I'm going to say to you is when I speak, I just want you to listen. Forget all the other things. When I speak about Liverpool, it's all come true. We are in a position now. We're not top of the league anymore. But what I've always stated is that Gakpo
he's got notes. He's got notes today. He's got notes.
You three and all the comment section have been like, "Oh, Gakpo, shit, sorry. Gakpo can't do this. Gakpo can't do that. Why do you want Gakpo to play? Why do you want Gakpo to play?"
We didn't say
not you, but the comments have not asking necessarily. But finally, my favorite player is played in this position, and he puts out that performance.
Sarib, that's one performance in 6-7, and maybe we should just go straight into this, Asim, because then if we go back to the lineup, we'll segregate it a little bit. Sarib, that was his first good game in about 6-7, to be honest. Like, come on, ever since like the League Cup final, like which he didn't play well. I don't know the last time where he's played well like that. Okay, Atlanta, nice little cameo role there. I don't know where else he's really played well.
And
This
came off the bench
course
against
of
Sheffield
like
United. Scored a goal.
65, 70, 75 minutes, he played really well. He played really well. And I'll give you your dues. He got the assist from a central position, which I have been an advocate of. I think Gakpo could be a number 10 for us. Off the left, it was good. I liked what I saw today, but numbers don't lie. And that's what we need from him. Today, assist, great. Everton on Tuesday, Wednesday. I hope he starts. He deserves to start. We need to see the numbers now between the next 5 games. I need to see goals and assists and good performances on the whole of a football
What do you mean
game.
about numbers? What do you mean about numbers? What do you mean numbers don't lie? Can I ask you? What do you mean numbers don't lie, Avi? I don't understand what you're talking about there. What do you mean numbers don't lie?
His output need to be concrete and consistent.
He scored
Not
more
just
goals.
not
He
just
scored more
scoring
goals
goals in
than
the League Cup, not just scoring goals in the League Cup or the Europa League. He needs to be scoring goals in the league because that's our bread and butter. You need him to be a 10 to 15 in the league. In the league, Sarib. Not in all competitions. You need him to be a 10 to 15 because the numbers that Mane used to register was between 15 to 25. That's what we need from Gakpo, essentially.
Let me get something very clear with you. Let me get something very clear with you. Sadio Mane was a very special player for Liverpool. Everyone we compare.
So you don't think Gakpo can become special? He's only 24, Sarib.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm talking about right now. You're saying he's gonna become. You want him to become that, but we're always gonna be comparing our left wingers to Sadio Mane, and he was the pinnacle. He's the head. He's the head of the table.
Just like we used to compare Mane to like the John Bonds of the olden era.
For me, I think it's very harsh to say we need him to get to the Mane level because anything lower than Mane is obviously going to be a downgrade. And Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo are not Sadio Mane level. Let's be honest. Sadio Mane is one of the best players to ever play for Liverpool. And those two players, I think, together can do the role that Mane did, but you can't singly pull out Diaz and Gakpo. And I don't really like this. I know it's become an internal war, and I know Chin and Asim are sick of it. The Diaz versus Gakpo. I don't have anything against Luis Diaz. All I've said from the start of the season is I want to see Gakpo being given a run in his natural position as a left winger. That's all I said. If he plays bad, fine. But all I wanted him was to be given a run. That's all.
And just to counter that, I think Asim with 5 to go, I think go with Gakpo on the left, 100%. Yeah, if you're going based off today's performance, you play him against Everton at Goodison Park. But I don't think you can drop Diaz either. I think you've got to go with Diaz as well, just because of his work rate and that right-hand side. I think it just helps the team more. So, yeah, you go with Diaz and Gakpo. And unfortunately, who would have thought it that Mo misses out at the moment? Let's see how that could well change on Goodison Park, and he could probably bag a brace because he loves scoring at Goodison Park, doesn't he?
Okay, we'll come to Everton shortly, King Rai. Jean, I want to come to you about the lineup. Let's rewind. Klopp was getting a lot of stick. I actually spoke to you just before. I
know when you spoke to me. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I just spoke to you in the morning. I spoke to you in the afternoon, and I spoke to you just before the game as well. And we both said, you know what? If we don't get a result today, Klopp is in for some serious stick. Serious, and that's me being kind, because today I think he had he made sort of took a gamble. But how big of a gamble do you think it was today?
It was huge, and one of the main reasons for that is we played a game on midweek, and you start the likes of McAllister and Salah, and then you lead in a game which, let's face it, I say 99% of the fans didn't really think we were gonna. Going by our previous couple of performances, we didn't think we were gonna go through into the next round, and for them to start in that game and then miss out on the league game, seeing that team today, Asim, was when you gave me actually. I was worried. I'm not going to lie. I saw the likes of Gravenberch off form, hasn't really played that well. Elliott and him starting together. Then we had the likes of Endo. We had no Darwin, no Salah, and the Quansah started as well. It was a gamble for Klopp, but you got to give Klopp credit. And I sat here last week. I gave him a lot of crap in terms of our last game. In terms of our selection, in terms of our performance and why he did what, especially our second half performance against Atlanta, because it was ridiculous. And to be fair, we did call for some sort of rest to some of our forwards, so some of our team, because McAllister and these guys looked absolutely shattered. So I understood why he rested them today. I would have preferred if he rested them in midweek and they played the league game. But look, this is a squad game now, and the boys that came in, their poor performances. Gravenberch got his goal. I know he wasn't the best in terms of performance, but sometimes you have to judge player on some sort of output. He looked a lot better player once he got that goal. He was moving into that position and he looked confident then. So hats off to Klopp. You got to give him credit, but boy, it was definitely a gamble. And you're right. I'm not gonna lie. If I was sat here right now, and we'd drawn the game, believe you me, the knives would have been out because we were. Truth is, I think with all four of us would be absolutely giving it to him. Why has he done this? Why has he done that? He didn't start Salah. He started Diaz on the right, Jota up front, no Darwin. Why are you not playing our McAllister, who's arguably been our best player?
Yeah.
But a question to you guys. Look, Asim, and yes, a couple of these that didn't play today. Do you think? Okay, McAllister, I can understand he was rested, but do you think a couple of these were dropped?
Sarib?
I'm gonna say yes. And
Who do you think was dropped?
I think Mo Salah was dropped, and Darwin. I think both of them were dropped. I think both of their
And
performances.
who? Who else?
I think Salah was dropped as well. I think he was.
He said
And
Salah and
McAllister.
Darwin. No, he said Salah and Darwin. Listen to him.
And Darwin. Okay.
Salah.
Should have interrupting. Listen to him first, isn't it?
And I said it. I said it after the Palace game as well. For the Atalanta game, I would have liked to see a front three of Gakpo, Jota, and Diaz, and I got my wish.
Fair play to you, Sarib. We don't give you your flowers at the best of times, but you did advocate for that after the post match against Atlanta. So well done,
Palace.
If you're going to interrupt him, at least get it right. Anyway, carry on.
It's not about that. I don't want. For me, it's not about dropping Mo Salah. I always said the club is bigger than the player, and I've always said, regardless of what you've done in the past, and I said this on the last show as well, it doesn't equate to what you're going to do now. If that was the case, we'd still have players that we had 10 years ago still at the club that done well for us. But that's not how football works. You play in the moment, regardless of what you've done. If you're playing poorly, you should be out of the team. It's very, very simple. If you're not playing to the standard of Liverpool Football Club and you're not fit, you're not firing, you should be taken out of the team. And I do credit Jurgen Klopp. And she makes a very, very good point there. He made some very, very bold decisions in the game against Fulham. And we would be going for his neck. But he decided to change something. And some fans, including myself, have been asking for change. And we got it. And it paid off very, very well. And if it's what it seemed to have worked as well. It seemed to give players like Gakpo a bit of like a buzz. Jota scored I thought Diaz in the first half an hour, 40 minutes was really, really good. I thought Ryan Gravenberch after he got his goal was really, really impressive. So a lot of those players that came in actually did really, really well. And sometimes change is not always a bad thing.
Avi?
I just want to make a point on this. Ryan Gravenberch, up until that League Cup final where he gets injured, he had played 3-4 games where he'd come on and made an impact. I can remember Brentford away. He had 2-3 games where he started to knit it together. I think Luton as well, was it at home? Or was that the one of the games where he got slated? But I think he played well in that game as well. He started to knit things together, gets the injury, and then obviously coming back from injury, as we've seen with a lot of our players, they've struggled to get back into any kind of rhythm. But today, I thought we had to give him a go, 100%, because he didn't start against Atlanta. He's been missing against Palace. So I thought we need a bit of fresh legs. He came on. I thought he played really well as he grew into the game. Kanate and the Quansah one, it's a weird one for me. Asim, I don't know where I stand on that. I've said I'm a big Ibu fan, but in the league, I want him fit for at least 30 to 33 games fit out of a 38 game season. We can't be dealing with one game a week, or he starts and then he gets a bit of a niggle. Because Quansah, he's pushing up the ranks, and I think next season, I would, dare I say it, I'm pretty sure if it is Amorim who comes with a 3-4-3 or the way he has his team structured, I think Quansah will be a stick-on alongside of Virgil van Dijk, and then we're looking to explore new avenues when it comes to a centre-back. Kanate, we need a standing point next season. You give him another year, obviously, he's a superb defender. He's borderline world class when he plays consistently, but I am a little bit worried with that position and his sort of stature at Liverpool. With Darwin, yeah, I think you have to drop him at the moment. He's out of sorts. Even today, he comes on, snatches at that chance, and he at least hit the target. And Jota, Diaz, Gakpo, they deserve to be the front three today. And McAllister, I just think leggy, very leggy last few weeks.
Just sticking on Gravenberch, Gene. He's a weird profile, but he's got all the ability in the world, all the ability, and we've seen it in glimpses this season, but he's very high risk, especially on the edge of the box. Just before we conceded, he tried to, it's not a signature Gravenberch, turn, but we've been talking about that. He sometimes tries to do everything at once in one motion, where he wants to turn the player around, whether he's in behind him or not. He wants to take on a player, and he just needs to sometimes keep it simple, especially when we can't keep control. And for those 5 to 7 minutes, Liverpool were sloppy and couldn't keep possession. But Gravenberch, again, for his goal, he's in the areas where he can hurt opposition, where he can turn on the left, he can turn on the right. And he's got the ability not many people have on the edge of the box. And today he showed calmness, he showed precision, and it was a brilliant finish.
It was an unbelievable finish, and I think that's his first league goal for us as well. So I'm over the moon for him, and I'm over the moon that in terms of what he will do for his confidence, because Klopp gave him his chance, he sort of took it, and he does 100%. He definitely has something that not really any of our defenders, midfielders possess. He has the guile that he can actually beat a man. There's a couple of times I've seen the way he receives the ball and goes. Yes, the one that you're mentioning, he got it wrong. And he took an extra touch and he lost the ball when we were under the cosh a bit. But there was a few instances where he receives the ball and he's willing to turn on a twopence and go. So you have to give the lad credit today. And look, I completely agree. I believe there's a player in there. He has got a lot of stick from the Liverpool fans. But granted, he came in at the start of the season. I think the first 4 or 5 games, we were all like, wow, this guy looks like a good player. And then he sort of went into his shell. And I agree with Avi. There were a couple of instances before he got injured where we thought maybe he's played a few times. I know a couple of the times we're on the right hand side and he didn't have good games on the right hand side. But when he's in his favorite position on that left hand side, he's a completely different player. We're judging the player that plays out of position again. And the games where he's had bad games, but primarily when he was playing from the right hand side, I hate seeing him there. Yeah, it's his first season. Has there been a good one? Probably not. Let's face it, guys. He hasn't set the world alight or anything like that. But you have to show patience. You have to give him, his time, because if you're willing to give other players time, he's definitely a one. And he's still a young lad. Again, came from Bayern, didn't play football. Yes, a squad player, definitely very, very good. And he will take his time. But I think he's got something about him.
Avi, Gene makes a good point, and we've been given the same sort of defense, and rightly so as well. Even the manager came out in defense of Gakpo last week, saying, "Look, he's sort of responsible for playing him in so many roles." And Gene makes a good point. Whenever, generally speaking, Gravenberch has had a stinker, it's on that right, and it's not balanced. But in terms of today, I know he wasn't great, but like Gene said, he came up trumps, and we have to judge him on the big moment, and he produced. But in terms of profiles, don't you think he had the balance? Even though that midfield did scare a lot of fans, including me. But when you take a step back, you thought you've got Harvey Elliott, the returner of possession, you've got Endo, the ball winner, and then you've got the expressor in Gravenberch. Sometimes, on occasions this season, where Gravenberch and Szoboszlai have played, it's just too direct at times, and you have to have either one or the other.
Yeah, and I questioned whether they had the grit, because you got players like Polinia, Sasa Lukic is a good player.
Yeah.
Andrea Pereira likes to get about the pitch as well. He covers yards. So I thought whether these players have got the grit, Harvey Elliott, Gravenberch, if they down tools early on and Fulham do get that early goal, then I couldn't see this midfield working out. But at times I saw Gravenberch being he was literally in parallel lines with Endo, a lot deeper than usual. Covered a lot of ground. He was winning duels. He wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a steady performance. And the way he gets that finish, he's got that in his locker as well. He comes across a lot labored, Asim, in his style, in his posture a little bit. And I think, someone that I definitely do believe that he's guilty of believing his own hype. You got to remember, this kid coming from Ajax, he was deemed a world-class talent in terms of the academy at a young age. From the age of 16, everyone had heard of Ryan Gravenberch. Goes to the under-21 championships at the age of 18. He's getting all these sort of accolades, and Ryan Gravenberch, Matthias de Ligt, they're the next sort of Dutch sort of contingent coming through the system. Gets that Bayern move, and it just didn't work out there. And we've seen a few youngsters who have gone to Bayern, and unfortunately, it doesn't work out all the time. And then he's probably found himself, what do I do with my career? Comes to Liverpool, and he's probably expecting, okay, I'm at a club, I'm at a good institution where Jurgen's going to be here for the next sort of 3-4 years at least, another 2-3 years minimum before the announcement. That, I'm 20 years old, 21 years old, coming into this club. This club will see my best years because we've got the Van Dijk, because we've got Cody Gakpo. You've got that Dutch sort of contingent as well. We've seen glimpses, but there's a lot more to come. We shouldn't be judging him. He is 21 years old. We have done the same thing with Curtis Jones. There's still question marks over Curtis Jones. There's still question marks over Harvey Elliott. We've got to let these youngsters grow. And the more that game time they get, there is a player in there. Pogba comparisons we've seen it, the labored style, the lackadaisical, he can glide past a player. He can make things look effortless at times, but we need it consistently. To be in this Liverpool team, however Amorim sets it up, we need hard workers, we need grifters, we need grafters rather. We need people that can cover the ground and become all complete, because he has the tools in his armor. I tweeted that today as well. He's got all the tools in his armor. Sometimes all those tools don't get combined well. Sometimes he'll excel in one area, but he'll fail in another, and that's where the new manager, hopefully during preseason, he can really have a word with his ear and say, listen, you've got all this, let's combine it all together. And that's through player coaching, player management, and tactical awareness and whatnot.
And Sarib, generally speaking, in the Jurgen Klopp side, especially, if we've gone back to the Klopp style in the last month or so, earlier in the season, we probably had a lot more control, and then we can build up the attack and let Gravenberch express himself on the edge of the opponent's box. But if it's gung-ho type of football, then you have to have a dueler. You have to have a counter-presser. And that's where he probably lets himself down in terms of his profiling. But like Avi and Chin said, he's young. But in terms of balance today, to mention Cody Gakpo, to overlap on his point as well, that Gravenberch and Cody Gakpo can remain in their favourite positions or areas or zones in the pitch. If you've got Robertson bombing down the pitch, those two guys want to remain inside. Their strengths are inside, back to goal, edge of the box, left half spaces. With Gomez, it gets a bit difficult. Then you probably need the Diaz. You probably need a Curtis Jones to go on that side. But if you've got Robertson, it suits them too.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a good point you make about Joe Gomez, because when Joe Gomez plays, the midfield's over. It's like there's too many players in the midfield from the left-hand side. When Trent inverts, there's so many on the right-hand side, but it allows Elliott to play off that right-hand side a bit more, because he can go wide as well and come inside, because Elliott's used to playing right on the right wing row as much as the centre mid row, whereas maybe Gravenberch is not as similar to, the same, where he can't go on the wide. That's why you make a good point about Robertson being that kind of outlet on the left-hand side, because all of them like to work in half spaces. But I think a lot of people don't like that combination. I know there's been a lot of critiques about Gakpo and Gravenberch being in the same team, but I think today really showed why they can play in the same team, and you need an outlet on the left-hand side, whether it's Robbo, whether it's Tsimikas, because they are out-and-out attacking fullbacks. But they both impressed me in their own ways. I think a lot of fans are really harsh on Ryan Gravenberch, and I've made this point many, many times, but I'm going to make it again for anyone listening that's new. The guy's had played in so many different systems over the last couple of years. He's been at 3 different clubs, huge clubs: Ajax, Bayern Munich, Liverpool. He had no pre-season with Liverpool as well. He's played under Nagelsmann, Thomas Tuchel, Jurgen Klopp, and Eric Ten Hag.
How many 21-year-olds can say that they've played for 3 of the biggest clubs in the world?
Exactly. So he's clearly, obviously, a player of quality, and we can see his qualities. Like, for that size, the way he moves on the ball, his dribbling ability, his ball carrying ability is really, really good, Ryan Gravenberch. And maybe his work down the other way, like we talk about Gakpo, down the other side, it's not great, but that can be coached into a player. What he has is raw talent that we just need to develop. And whoever the next manager is, whether that's Ruben Amorim or Asim or whoever it is, Zidane, that needs to be coached. That needs to be coached. And I know what happened.
No. I want to come onto this as well. And I think these where we've been very harsh on the likes of Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch. We can all get carried away as fans. Szoboszlai in the first sort of 10, 15 games, comparisons, I've compared him to Michael Ballack, the Steven Gerrard shouts out there. We didn't allow these players to make mistakes. We didn't allow these players to grow as such, as Liverpool players, because they've come in at, 22 is Szoboszlai, 22, 23. So Gravenberch is 21. We haven't allowed them to grow maturely or grow at the pace that we've needed to. They've had to, we basically sort of hurried them up in their development, as in because of this title charge. So every mistake is under like scrutiny. You know, every misplaced pass is like, oh, he's lost it there. Also, Boslai's legs have gone in the last sort of 5-10 games. You know, he's supposed to be this player, that player, this player. We've got to let these youngsters grow. It's like Gerald Quansah. He was gonna make mistakes. That Man United one, yes, as costly as it was, those mistakes are gonna be in a young player. He's only 20 years old. Curtis Jones has made mistakes this season. Harvey Elliott for that FA Cup, you know, he should have cleared it or played a better pass, but you know, it sets Diallo free for that for the winner at Old Trafford. You know, we've got to let these young players make mistakes, and that's how they mature. That's how they become better in the development. But because we're in a title race, you know, we've had to hurry up the development, and you know, that's to do with the coaches as well. Asim, there are ways of managing that, but they haven't managed it as well as they should have, because you know we have got the sticks out, we have had the knives out for the Szoboszlais, the Gravenberchs, the Curtis Jones, the Elliots this season too.
The Peace Hiker is in Yorkshire. He's in Malham Cove. He's around Skipton ends. He's around Northern ends.
I didn't get a phone call today.
I didn't get a phone call from Unks as well. But Unks, I'll give you a call after the show. But nice to see you've got reception in Malham. I don't see. He must be on 3. Actually, not 3. E. Anyway, moving on swiftly to what I called Gene. I tweeted when that wonderful free kick went in. The most influential footballer in the world. He's our leader. He's our vice captain on and off the pitch. He showed a load of maturity in that Gary Neville overlap interview this week. And he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk as well. And boy, did he show it today.
Oh, what an unbelievable footballer, Asim. Again, he comes in from an injury and he puts up that type of performance. You know, we were sat here and the only positive that all of us took from that game against Atlanta was Trent, because we saw the quality this man possesses. He was unbelievable today, and an unbelievable goal, and he was a difference maker, and that's what he is told. He is our difference maker, and that's exactly what he does. What he allows us and what he's able and capable of doing with the football. There's not many players that we will see in world football that can do what he can with the ball at his feet. Yeah. And we, you know, when you don't have the likes of McAllister playing and Salah playing as him, you needed somebody else to come and step up. And you know, there's nobody bigger than Trent. He's been here. He knows exactly what it means. He's been in title races. And what a goal! What can you say? There was a few times where he's just in the first half he received the ball and he just pinged it for 50, 60 yards, and you're just like, this is exactly what we missed. When anybody else plays in any sort of position there, that out ball is never there because they just they just can't possess the intelligence or are able to make that type of pass. But this kid can do it. This player can do anything, and I'm just so happy that he's back because for fuck's sake, sorry guys, I hate seeing Trent can't defend. Yeah.
I think it's a sarcastic comment from Richard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I think
again, sorry, mate. If that's not sarcastic, sorry. Put his next comment up.
Yeah. We give him the benefit of that because of this comment.
Yeah, right. I just don't like seeing stuff like that because especially today, an unbelievable footballer, and you know, I just hope that he's here for many, many years, because he is that good of a footballer. He's everything that you would want. He's the best right back ever for me anyway, already. And I know people can say, oh, this bullshit thing about the defending, all that type of thing. But he's the best right back ever. And he's only 24, 25. He will go on to be something else. And I can't wait to see how well he is, how well he does. I just pray that it's in a Liverpool shirt.
King Rai, is it King Trent?
You lose sort of words and thoughts when it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold now. He's completed football. You know, he completed football like a couple of seasons ago when he won every single domestic trophy, Champions League. You know, this kid's got the lot. He's got the lot. And I wouldn't begrudge him if Real Madrid came knocking and he wanted to experience another sort of lifestyle, a new culture.
No, you would begrudge him if he went in a couple of years.
I honestly... I honestly wouldn't.
I never want to see him leave.
No, I don't want to see him. But trust me, I don't want to see him leave. But if he was to say, look, I want to go Real Madrid, you know, what they're building there, you know, I want to play, you know, I want to play outside of England once in my career. And if it is the case, fair enough. But the boy, yeah, I've lost words. What's better than world class? He's elite. He's absolutely elite, Asim. I think Amorim, if he stays, and if Amorim is the manager, I think he has a puzzle to solve in the summer with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't think we see him as a right back. I think we see him elsewhere. Where? I don't know. There will be people that say, oh, he can play in a pivot. I think the boy is that special. I think his best years could be further up. I really do. That's how special he is. He has everything, Asim. The can't defend thing, I totally get that.
In a 3-4-3, where do you see him? If you want him further up, if it's not at wing back, if it's not in the double pivot, then it's either it's only one more position left as a winger.
Thankfully, I will never get the chance to manage Liverpool Football Club. That's Amorim's puzzle. I just think a manager like Amorim, as young as he is, and the creative ideas you see, the way he sort of had that evolution at Sporting Lisbon, I think he would cherish having a player like this. I think that will be his biggest project, what he does. It's similar to what Pep Guardiola did with Philip Lahm. Remember when we talked about the Asim? You know what he did with Philip Lahm? Philip Lahm was a left back and a right back. No one in the world could think that
I can see that happening, Avi.
A 5'5" footballer, as short as Philip Lahm is, to play in a DM role for Bayern Munich, and he excelled in that better than he was as a right back and a left back. Under Pep Guardiola, he was brilliant. I think we see something similar in the evolution of Trent Alexander-Arnold next season. If Amorim is the manager.
Boys, thoughts? Tayyib says number 8, but in a number 8, there's no number 8 really. Well, there's one with the destroyer in an Amorim 3-4-3 system. But I see what you're saying, and I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, Gene, that it's a big decision when he has those discussions with the new manager, whether it's Amorim or anyone else. He will ask, where do you see me playing? And I think you do take away a lot of Trent's game in terms of pass volume, in terms of chance creation, in terms of those vertical balls and general just know-how, because he's press resistant, because if you get close, he'll whip it over you. How many times did we hear Harry Redknapp, talk about Liverpool's midfield, that famous four, but in particular, Xabi Alonso, he said, we can't really get close to him, because if we get close to him, he's got that whip ball. If we let him just play, he'll go into third centre-back roles, deep roles, and just ping it 60 yards onto someone's feet, whether it's diagonal or a straight ball. And that's what Trent is. He has got the passing sort of, selection and array of passing ability that we've never seen anything like it. You can obviously, put Kevin De Bruyne, David Beckham, Stevie G in that bracket, but that's how good he is, and he's playing at right back. And many people say we should just take that responsibility off him and bring him into midfield. But it's a $1 million question where, what do we do with him when the new manager comes in? But maybe a lot. Do you think it depends on where the new manager sees him, and it's sort of going to be dependent on where Trent is going to say, okay, my career lies with Liverpool, or I need a new challenge?
I think it depends on a lot of things, Asim. I think it depends on the personnel that we bring in, the personnel that are going to be in the club in the summer, the kind of coaches we have, the system we play. I think all of those things we need to take into account, because Alexander-Arnold can play as a right back, he can play as a midfielder, he can play as a wing back. Those are the majority of the positions we've seen him play. Now, if we play with the 3, with a conventional back 3, and have 2 in midfield, so let's say that's we get a 6, similar to what Endo and McAllister do, but like a proper, I'm talking, we go in the summer and splash 78 million on the proper 6. And we play Trent as a right wing back, kind of what Jeremy Frimpong does when he has the freedom to roam down the right hand side. Then Xhaka comes inside, and then Grimaldo, similarly to the left side, where Grimaldo drops in when they're defending. But whereas on the right side, Trent is going to have that kind of free role that Frimpong has. Do you think that's something that could be a thing? Because we've seen Trent do that before, even in his early Liverpool days, that kind of playing that right back or playing those little. I don't know what the cross is, but he done a few of them today. It's like a chipped whipped cross. I don't know what it is, but. He did it a lot today.
I think with Trent, I don't have a clue what that pass is. He probably will think of a word tomorrow on ChatGPT and put it on Twitter tomorrow with his threads. Don't worry about that, Sarib. You're saved. I think we need to give Trent the ability to see the pitch that side now, not just across. He needs to see both angles of the pitch. I think that's where you've got to put him in a central position, in a pivot. It could be alongside of Bajicic, but then you're saying, where do we fit in McAllister? Where do you fit in so-and-so? Where do you fit in Szoboszlai? I think you have to give him, I think he deserves a chance to see both aspects of the pitch. the right side and the left side. I think that's where I think Gary Lineker mentioned it as well. You've got to let him play where he sees the front full side of the pitch instead of the same side on that being on the right.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Avi. That's a great point. But I think it'll be just a natural. I've always been skeptical about him coming into midfield, but in a 3-4-3, I think I don't mind it. I don't want him to be that wing back up and down type of guy. He's just too much of a good footballer. And I know what Sarib is saying, where generally speaking, you have an asymmetrical, sort of there's a word for you, asymmetrical, sort of dynamic where one stays, one goes, whether it's a wing back or a winger. So if Robbo stays, Trent will go and they'll rotate. But generally speaking, someone said we want him to play the number 8. The number 8 role, and we've talked about it in previous occasions, where it was a conventional 4-3-3, where you had Fabinho and Thiago, and then you had a Harvey Elliott, the Henderson, or a Trent. Then you can give him that KDB role where he can go into the right spaces, come drive into, and his shot volume will increase, and he'll probably get 7 to 8 goals a season. But this system, if you're going to play him in that role, then he needs to play back to goal. And when he starts playing back to goal, like Avi says, half of his game is gone. Half of his game is gone. But look, it's an intriguing conversation, and we'll probably talk about it throughout the summer, what's going to happen with Trent. But I think Avi is spot on. When the Trent has got the pitch in front of him, then anything can happen, because Jurgen Klopp or any other manager with him, and a lot of people were saying, he doesn't defend. That was an instruction from the manager, where when we win the ball, when Fabinho or Henderson or anybody wins the ball, or even Endo in this occasion, McAllister was playing in the 6, when they win the ball, it goes to Trent. The first ball goes to Trent, because within a space of 2 seconds, he can play a ball and we're in. And that's the beauty of Liverpool's transition. When we lose the ball within the space of when we win the ball, space of 2-3 seconds, we're popping a shot at the goal. So, yeah, Trent's an unbelievable generational talent, and long may it continue. And he could be critical. His form, we were talking about Nunez, Jota, McAllister's form could be critical to season. But if he's the guy who is so influential in every zone of Liverpool's play and structure, then Trent Alexander-Arnold could be the pivotal or critical key to Liverpool lifting the title or not. But let's see what happens. Where are we going next? We've talked about Gravenberg. We've talked about the goal. Avi, I'll come to Gene. The defense. I thought Quansah had a good game today.
Really good game. I was really impressed with him. Every time he's barred that United mistake, Asim, every time he's played, he's shown everything that we want to see with him. He's even got that the passing ability as well. And I was a bit worried when I saw the lineup, because I thought Reed, I don't see his first name, I'll probably mess it up.
Who's your Cordova, Reed?
Yeah, him.
Bobby.
Bobby. He goes, Asim rings me up, Avi. Yeah, he goes, listen, they've got their Bobby as well. I'm there thinking, who the hell is their Bobby?
Bobby.
Yeah, I'm thinking, who's that, Bobby? And then he goes, I go, Reed. He goes, yeah. So they're a good side. They've got players, and they've caused us problems in the past. So I'm slightly worried. But what a player, man! He's bar that United mistake. He hasn't put he hasn't done much wrong. And Avi mentioned Konate, Asim. It's a bit of a theme now that Quansah's getting the league games, especially over the last 3 or 4. Konate's been fit, and Quansah's been getting the league starts. It'll be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see what Klopp does. Because I just think he prefers him over Konate right now. The lad's in a bit of form. Yes, about that mistake, he's been brilliant. In terms of defense, Asim, the rest of them, Van Dijk was good. Robbo was good as well. Today, Asim, Robbo gave us. I want to see him further forward. He doesn't look natural when he's not bombing forward.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm not a big fan of that, because you're taking out all his game and what he does. Because he is not a left-sided wing back. He's not a left-sided defender.
Yeah,
he's like our left-sided wing back. And if you're going to take 50% out of his game, then he's not going to look the player that we've seen over the last 5 years, bombing forward, supporting the forward players. Not just supporting. There's times where he's actually the last man. He's actually the furthest forward. And when you're asking a guy now to completely change the way he plays and play next layer 3, because Trent inverting and playing that quarterback role, man, it's a joy to watch. But Robbo, Asim, And he's another one in terms of 3-4-3 next season. If it is Amorim, where do we see Robbo? Because there's going to be a big question mark on Robbo as well. There's a bloody question mark on so many of our players.
Well, you sold them all. You sold them all on Friday night.
Our attackers. But the hell want to get rid of our fullbacks now?
We've got 2.5 billion in the bank account. We've got money to spend.
We're playing the 1-2-7 next season. Don't worry. If we based it on Friday's position,
you know, this, I think just simply because of the system change. If we were to go with Amorim, because I just think he's gonna want his own system. I can't see him sticking to a 4-3-3 from what I've seen. This just the system change in itself means a few players we're gonna have to sell because they just don't simply fit a system. And Robbo might be one of them that, you know, even in this 4-3-3 inverted new one that we play, he hasn't exactly hit the heights. Yes, granted, I know we've not been great, but he's not been amazing over the last 2 years. Yes, he's had good games, but something he needs to give, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, what we do.
The only thing I don't like about Robbo, and I think this is quite harsh as well, and I do criticize myself for this as well. I think Robbo is similar to Nunes. He's very chaotic down the left-hand side. It may be the wrong word to use, but
he jumps a lot.
I don't think Robbo's good when we are controlling the game, where we're just trying to see a 1-0. I think Robbo is very, very good when we're chasing a game or we need 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, because then he can completely bomb down the left-hand side, put crosses in the box. But when he has to do both of them, it gets a bit trickier, especially he's coming into the back end of his career as well.
Yeah, lately you can say that, but come on, before that, over the last few years.
Of course. Because
I thought you were decent today, though.
Very good.
Okay today.
Yes,
I thought in isolation about today's performance, I thought he was good.
He has been as well since he's come back from injury. He's been quite impressive. I've been really impressed with Robertson, to be fair to him. And I thought that's one player I thought that was completely done. And that might still be the case, but he is definitely not good. He's going out with a fight if he is going, but certainly Robbo's showing his qualities. And I'll give him his flowers, just like Avi gave me mine.
Avi, thoughts on Robbo and Quansah?
I think he's got a lot of mileage in his legs, and you got to remember, I think he's the closest thing onto the pitch that resonates Jurgen Klopp. The passion, the anger, he'll G up the players. He'll be a constant threat. He'll be a constant thorn in the opposition as well. He likes the wind up games. He likes the gamesmanship with the opposition. I just think, when was he signed? 2017. There's a lot of mileage in those legs, and we've seen that he is starting to get his injuries as well. I know the shoulder one that couldn't be helped, but he's a great squad player next season to be around. I think it's a position that we definitely need to address. A certain Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth, I feel that he could be one that could come in and do a similar job. Maybe not in a 3, but it's definitely a position that needs addressing. And Quansah, my thoughts, guys. I think next season, I think he's a stick on. I really do. I think it'll be a big call from Jurgen if he starts on Wednesday. A big call if he starts in a Merseyside derby away. And Klopp's thrown him in the deep end before, and it's another deep end. But I think he may just opt for Konate.
Asim, do you think? Sorry, I'm going to let Asim answer one as well. Do you think that's why, Asim, that he's kind of started, like Chino makes a good point about Jarrell Quansah being kind of the starting centre back now in the league games. Do you think that's why maybe Jurgen Klopp is starting to put Jarrell Quansah into the first team more, so when the next coach comes in, he has a ready-made Premier League experienced centre back waiting for him, rather than having to play Quansah in the lesser games next season and building that experience up again?
In all honesty, I don't think Klopp has no loyalty towards the next manager. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, there's a league title to be won, and Klopp out of everybody, and is wanting to Liverpool to lift that cup at the end of the season. But it's all down to Ibu's fitness. Where Quansah has taken the opportunity. Matip has gone out for the season, and Quansah, to his credit, bar one mistake, anything else, I can't really think that sticks out in memory. So, full credit to the youngster, and he's so comfortable in possession. And one of the lads said it on, WhatsApp that he looks a bit lackadaisical in possession. He's dilly-dallying. But this is, again, instruction from the manager where no team is going to give Van Dijk the ball. The press, the way it's constructed towards against Liverpool, they are going to force the ball going to the other centre-back. And then they will ask you to how many times Matip has come into the midfield. It's sometimes Liverpool by design breaking the lines and stuff, but they want the second centre back to drive into midfield, especially if there's two attackers in a 4-4-2 press for the opposition. So you've got Quansah with the ball. Now, what does he do? Does he break lines or does he carry it into midfield? And he's got both qualities, and he's got a ping on him as well. And I've been crying out, Gene's been next to me, especially in away games when we're suffering in games, and you think, you know what, if only we had a Trent, And I know Quansah's got that ping. His ping is better than Kanate's. His progressive passing is probably better than Kanate's, but he's the elite. We've talked about Trent, I know, but that switch we've missed so much, whether it's central areas, that Rodri switch to the left winger or the right winger, or when you're suffering in possession and the aggressive press is on you, that one ball can go straight to Robbo or straight to the winger, and we're attacking. And it's just the beauty of, Trent. And in terms of Quansah's ball progressive skills, he's so comfortable. But the thing is, when that ball goes to Quansah, he doesn't panic. He sometimes puts the studs on the ball, and this is a De Zerbi, sort of philosophy where put your studs on the ball and create a mini transition. So entice the press and then make the spare man, and then we're off. And this is art, and this is a skill as well, because it takes balls to entice the press. If you're panicky, you're gonna come unstuck. So credit to the lad, and he's doing a grand job of it, and long may it continue. Jota, Avi, we said we need him fit. I said I'd be surprised. I didn't want Jota. I'll be honest with you. I hold my hands up. I didn't want him to start today because I thought he looked miles off it in that little cameo in midweek. But
I had him starting on Friday actually with Gene on our show. I had him starting centrally. Yeah. Actually, I think I did. I think I did get the front. I think I might have got the front three right. Actually, no, I didn't think Gakpo would start.
You thought Salah was starting though.
Yeah, I did say Jota in the 9. I thought give him 60, Asim. He didn't have a great game again. He didn't string things together. He was, pressing, probing, but listen, you put him in front of goal and he will get it on. He's going to get it on target, and usually it will go in. Boy, if this kid, what is he? 20? He's still 26, 27. If this lad, if this player could stay fit for the duration of a season, I think we would have wrapped up the league, Asim. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. The games where we've drawn like a Luton away, I see him getting a goal, a scruffy goal against the Lutons away, a United away. He'll pop up and score a goal. He'll just be in that box, just being a little menace, and he'll get a finish off, or he'll get a shot off, which turns into a goal. I see the games where we've drawn the Brighton away. It's just frustrating, Asim. So frustrating that this player, he misses the best part of like 2 months every season. And this season against Brentford away, it was no fault of his own. I understand that, but the furation is still there. The infuriation is still there with him. But his numbers don't lie. That was his 18th goal of the season. Was it 17th or 18th goal of the season?
Wow.
Missed a fair few games as well. He's just brilliant. He's just brilliant. And we said it on Friday that we would maybe look at 50, 60 million for him, but he's one of those, when he's in this kind of form with 5 games to go, he'll probably score 4 in those 5. You don't sell him, do you? But then next season, when he gets off to a good start, gets injured again, that's when the frustration comes. But no, he's brilliant. Left foot, right foot, great with the head. He's what you want Darwin Núñez to be. Get your shot. If Darwin Núñez comes on,
if Darwin hits that, the keeper saves it and it goes out for a throwing.
He wouldn't hit that. He wouldn't hit that with his left foot. Darwin Núñez would not hit that. He would try to cut back. Whereas Jota, he's special in the sense that he backs his left foot, he backs his right foot too. Yeah. He can finish with both comfortably.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a bagsman. He's a modern day bagsman.
Avi said everything else. What he is for me, and I've always wanted him to play as our lead Liverpool's attack. I've always wanted Jota to be our number 9. He came back and he was brilliant, and that injury just came at a wrong time because he was fit and firing. And I know over the last couple of games he wasn't great. He's just come back from an injury, but today you give him a chance in front of goal and he's gonna bag. That's what Diogo Jota does. He's a natural finisher, and I'm over the moon that he's got his goal because because one thing obviously we realized from last season, he went through a bit of a bad spell. He didn't get a goal for a good few months. But when he's on song and he's firing, Give him a chance and he will put it away. And one of our big last 4 or 5 games. Boy, if only he played, because this guy
exactly.
definitely
We'll probably still be in all competitions, to be honest.
This guy is that good of a finisher. Yes, there might be other facets of his play that we'll probably still need improvement on. But
that's come a long way too. His dribbling is back from the Wolves game. We've seen the individual goals that he's
improved. But what this guy gives you is elite finishing, and that's what we lack right now. So
I even like that.
He's got, as before you go, he's got 10 in 21 games in the league. In the league.
Wow.
No, Darwin Núñez has 11. Jota has 10 in 21.
But it's okay. Núñez causes chaos.
Shutti karo, shutti.
Look,
listen, Taddy, chill out. Yeah, look, I go for Darwin Núñez.
50 minutes to come to Darwin.
Yeah, I go for Darwin Núñez all the time. I'll have a go at him when I have to, but I don't take the piss out of him, and I don't like you taking the piss out of him because he causes chaos. Because let's face it, in January he was one of our best players. So let's go easy on the lad, man. We're talking about Jota. Stick on Jota. Anyway.
I even liked that the sort of snapshot that he had from the acute angle in the second half, and the keeper saved it. It's just instinctive, wasn't it? And but I want to ask you a question, Avi. I don't know which commentary you were listening to, but Gary Neville was demanding Liverpool in terms of, oh, this is not Liverpool, this is not them. He kept on saying Liverpool are going backwards, are going sideways, and I was sort of getting pissed off. Like, why do you want us to, play this game in a basketball game? If anything, he should have said, like, Liverpool, who were sloppy and weren't in really control of the match for those 5 to 10 minutes before Fulham scored. This is exactly what he wanted. And he would have been the first one to call Liverpool reckless and naive. Why are you trying to encourage the opposition? Because let's face it, we've seen this is probably the best that we've controlled Fulham. Especially this season. Even in previous season, we were there for the 2-2 a couple of years ago when the Núñez scored and Salah scored. Was it a Núñez brace or Salah won each? I can't remember. On the first day of the season. That was a basketball game. And the first half, we got outplayed. Let's be honest. We got outplayed that first half. But, this is exactly what we need. We need to manage games. If you have to make games boring, then so be it. We're not here for the views. We're not here to make it a spectacle for you, Gary. We're here to win the league. And if we have to manage games like that, then so be it.
Yeah. And listen, I wouldn't care too much about what Gary Neville says. We're talking about a guy who couldn't even manage a victory at Valencia. But yeah, unfortunately for me, unfortunately for you, you get Gary Neville. We don't. We get Peter Drury. We get good commentators across the pond. But
who do you have? Lee Dixon, I think.
We had Peter Drury and Lee Dixon, yeah. And Graham Lasso. We had Graham Lasso today.
We have Drury now.
Oh, who did we
have our Drury today, have we?
We have Drury and Gary Neville.
We did have.
I think we had John Motson then. I think it was John Motson and
Motson. Is he still alive?
He's still alive. Avi is just, Avi didn't watch the game. Chatting shit about these commentators.
No, I don't know who we had. If you saw Peter Drury. Oh, Guy Mowbray. Guy Mowbray, that's it. You had Guy Mowbray on USA TV. Sorry, not John Motson. You had Toba Karo, he's passed away. Don't say John Motson said, Gine, he's passed away.
I didn't even know he passed away.
We didn't know. I didn't. Sorry.
He was about 105. Come on, guys. Listen. Listen. When you have 10 games to go, Asim, the thesis, the philosophy goes out the window, to be honest. The legs are waning. The players are leggy. When you go to grounds like Craven Cottage, they will always come. They will always put the pressure on. But today, Marco Silva, I don't know what his tactical setup was or what his structure was. They didn't really put us to the sword. They really didn't. And usually they do in the League Cup games, especially at Anfield in the league. Forget about the League Cup games in the league. We invited them and they said, okay, we're going to come and play. And that's how they got their 3 goals through counterattacks, through playing good football. Today, I just don't know what happened. Maybe they're leggy. Maybe Fulham now, they know they're safe. They've become more relaxed. But we did have control today. It wasn't the Liverpool that needed to be the Liverpool of old, of the title-winning champions, or during those runs against City. It was the efficient Liverpool today. And luckily, we had finishers to put the game to bed very early on.
How much do you think it was down to the fact that we controlled their striker Muniz a lot better than what we've controlled in the past anyway. Jimenez, when Jimenez wins the first ball, then they've always got a chance for the second ball as well. At Anfield, even their ground as well, I thought we controlled their big centre forward really well, and we could sustain attacks and control the game a lot better, Gene.
100%. Jimenez has been a thorn in whenever we've played him. He's the only striker that has caused Van Dijk real problems. And with Kanate, he was always up for the battle. And I thought we were really comfortable. But look, I completely agree with Avi. You know, sometimes you're not the same sort of team, but we can only beat what's put in front of us. And yes, I actually enjoyed the fact that, you know what, we kept it boring. We kept possession of the ball, especially between in our back line, in our first phase of play. We kept it boring, bar that 10-15 minute spell at the end of the second half when they got that goal. I thought we were in complete control of this game, and it's been a while since I've said that. And this has been our biggest issue, was as we always give the opposition chances to score, and you don't go around winning titles if you give the amount of chances we give and the amount of chances we miss. So all in all, look, you have to give Klopp a lot of credit. He showed it up, in terms of tactically, and he made it work.
But Gene, just coming in that, Marco Silva wouldn't have planned for that front three today. He wouldn't have planned for that midfield. He probably expected McAllister to start, probably expected Curtis Jones to start, probably expected Salah, Nunes to start, and Diaz. There's no way he planned for a Jota in the 9, a Diaz on the right, and a Gakpo on the left. All of a sudden, he's having to make adjustments during the game, in-game management. But today, they just looked off the ball. It could just be that they're safe. What have they really got to play for? But usually a Marco Silva team does come out of the traps quite quick, but not today.
Yeah, I was actually shocked with their press today, Asim. I thought they didn't press us at all. Considering the way they've pressed us in previous games, I was expecting them to come out and hit us. From
This is the beauty of Trent, where he can go into third centre back roles. Where if you think you're gonna go, nobody's really gonna go there, and if they are, then they're leaving a massive hole in midfield. We saw who's Arsenal, one of the best pressing sides. I think was it the FA Cup game where we saw a bit of a Trent masterclass that day as well, where he was playing that quarterback role, the ball down the channels as well. This is what he provides. I think Carragher called him Kevin De Bruyne at right back, but Carragher thought that this is the freedom that Trent was given today. It's not a new thing. We saw at the Aston Villa game where Trent was playing between the centre backs, playing that quarterback role, especially when the opposition come with two strikers, where Pereira and Muniz were in the 4-4-2 press. Then he picks those just to make sure that we're going down the sides and we're sort of bypassing their two front. And this is the beauty of Trent. He gives us so many options in every phase of play. And if he stays fit, honestly, we could win the league.
Asim, a key thing today was how nullified Antoine Robertson was today. He didn't bomb forward today as much. He didn't put that cross. Diaz, that was whoever thought of that decision, whether it was your friend Pep Linders or whether it was Klopp. That was a great tactical decision to put Diaz on that right hand side, because Salah doesn't give you that. Salah gives you much more. Salah's special going that way, but going back, he doesn't give you what Diaz does. I think that was a great switch as well to put Trent on that to put Diaz and Trent on that side.
Yeah, 100%. Sarib.
For me, right, I really like the dynamic of the front three today. And I think that's what I was going to say myself. I think that's what maybe Fulham planned for. They planned for a Mo Salah, Nunes, Diaz front three, which we normally play with Maka. So I think that's maybe why we caught Fulham off guard. And you also make good points about them being leggy, but I think it's more down to us controlling the game. I think our midfield was controlled really, really well. Maybe Endo in the first half wasn't great. Maybe it was Gravenberch, but second half, as soon as the second half started going, we got the early goal. Gravenberch looked head and shoulders above everyone on that pitch in the midfield, especially Endo started winning the ball a bit more. Harvey Elliott was coming for the ball, and it was just really, really mature. And I think if we keep playing like this, Asim, and I think no one can stop us from winning that title. I'm saying this to you now. There's 5 games to go. What does this mean? Not even just on the pitch, but psychologically for the title race.
Just before we go to that, I want to talk about Wataru Endo. I thought second half absolutely superb. Yeah. First half, I don't think it wasn't at the races. Yeah, first half was shocking. First half, he just looked a bit short, but Second half, he grew an inch or two. He showed Palhinha what's up. Everyone's shouting for Palhinha in the summer, this and that. Nah, not off the basis of that. Endo second half, he was very important in that team. Very important that we crossed that line today with all 3 points. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant.
EDL. We have to go to the EDL for Endo.
Yeah, look, that's my boy. I always back that lad, no matter what he does. And yeah, as of late,
How many boys have you got in your team? You got Gakpo, you got Endo, you got Trent is my boy, this and that. You got more boys and you got women. Sort yourself out.
Yeah, because you're supposed to have one woman only, Avi.
You're allowed 4, man.
Just one.
You're allowed 4.
Look, swiftly moving on before this gets a mess.
No. Endo, I'm always going to back that lad for 15 million. We're going to keep talking about his price. Yeah, in the last couple of weeks since his injury, not been great, but like today showed why we signed him, and that was the Endo before Manchester United, before Ramadan started, as Avi likes to say, and before Ramadan began. That Endo with the energy came with that drive, that passion, the winning the ball back. And he's a confidence player. He's another one that's a confidence player where he needs a run of games to get into the groove. And that's why he got into the team in the first place. So let's just see where we go from here, I guess. Sorry, I've got the yard.
Another player that the manager next season will love having around the squad. Love because he will rely on him. He probably won't be the first choice, but someone that will be relied on any given occasion, whether it's cup games, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, and the league. When you need to put a Wataru Endo on, he won't let you down. 7 out of 10 player next season, which is brilliant for us.
I have a question to you three. Look, I know the Everton game is on Wednesday, but who would you go for your front three on Wednesday?
You don't change it. You don't change it at all.
Sorry?
You don't change it. You don't change it. You change it after 55 if it's going against you. If it's 0-0 or you need to go, you change it at halftime if you're 1 down. You don't change it for Wednesday. You don't.
Wow. A change already happened, Gene.
There is no point of changing a winning formula. There really isn't. Because you know what will happen, Gene, on Wednesday? If we draw or lose, we'll come back and say you should have started the front three.
Yeah.
You go what's on current given form. You put this front three against them.
It's a lose anyway, because
I fancy Jota against a Tarkowski. I really do. Or I fancy him against a Brainthwaite. I think who
do you fancy against
Jota in the 9 against a Tarkowski, James Tarkowski, and a Brathwaite?
I don't think
better Darwin Núñez than a Diogo Jota, just because he can be a menace and he picks up positions sometimes that Darwin Núñez won't.
How many minutes did Jota get today? About 60, 70?
Yeah, I think so. 65 maybe. I think the only change in midfield I think we might see, I think we will probably see McAllister, Endo, and Elliott. That's what I would go with.
I think you'll go with Gravenberch.
A lot of comments. A lot of comments for.
And you got to remember, Mykolenko of Everton has always had a good game against Salah, especially recently as well.
A lot of comments for the same three, Quasi's in the house, keep the same lineup. Atik says keep the same three.
I don't think you can play Elliott against Andre Gomez.
I played the waiting game. I've waited all season for this. I've waited all season.
I think who the front three will be on Wednesday.
Go on.
No, please don't say it.
Mohamed Salah on the right. Luis Diaz on the left.
Darwin Núñez.
I'm torn. I don't think Jota starts because of his. I don't think he starts 2 games in 4 days because of where he's at. I've got a feeling Darwin comes back.
He's got the lineup already, hasn't he? He's got.
Oh no! Who do you think I am? Right now. Even Darwin, I think this is my prediction. I think Salah, Diaz, and Núñez will be the front three. Although I've got a feeling about Gakpo, I don't think Jota starts on Wednesday. It's either Gakpo or what's his name?
You'd move Gakpo out of the left wing, and you move him somewhere else.
Who?
Gakpo. You take Gakpo on left wing and play him centrally, maybe. Is that what you do?
No,
because you said you have a feeling Gakpo might play. So
in the nine.
Oh yeah, well, that's why I asked you. Why would you do that?
Why? Because I think they're gonna park a bus. They're going to park a bus. I won't be surprised. There's a 5-4-1 from Sean Dyche. there won't be a lot of space in behind. So you need some smart players in the box.
The
And I
last
think
time
that's what-
Diaz played on the left, he got Ashley Young sent off, didn't he? With those 2 challenges on him
Oh yeah.
at Anfield. So I can see that, but I don't know. I think Mikalenko has always done a good job on Salah as well. So it'll be interesting. Interesting for sure.
interesting.
But this win against Fulham, this win against Fulham, and obviously this game, Gene, we play another game before Man City play one, and psychologically, Arsenal play before us, so that puts pressure on us to beat Everton. If Arsenal and Liverpool both wins that game, what does it mean for Man City in the race for the title? Because then Man City will have to play 2 more games to catch up to both of them.
Look, 100% that we all we can do is pile on the pressure, and hopefully if we beat, and I'm confident that we will beat Everton. You know, we're 4 ahead. That's 2 games. That's pressure. But we know how good this Man City side is. In previous years, we've put pressure on them, and they always go and show what a great cheating side they are. But look, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know, all we can do is put on the pressure, and we'll have to wait and see how they get on. But it's a huge game. Merseyside derby. It'll be an evening kickoff. They won today as well. Looks like they're probably going to be safe. So it would have been a better game if they had something playing from now. They're going to turn up a bit relaxed, but you know they've got nothing to sort of fear. Not that they were going to fear Liverpool anyway, because it's a derby. Look, I want Salah to start, boys. I know people can come for me and say, "Oh, he's been shit for the last."
Oh yeah, you said King Mo's going to do it today.
If he started, he would have.
We didn't start.
I didn't think he was great when he
You know
did
what?
come
You know
on.
what?
He didn't look great when he did come on.
It wasn't great.
I kind of like
expecting
it.
flipping him to slip and start putting through balls. He didn't even actually get.
You know, Salah would have had about
guys flipping 3 just come back from injury. You know, look, guys, I can accept that he's not. Since he's come back from injury, he hasn't been great. Yeah, I can accept that. I know, of course, he's just come back from injury. Granted, but he's still our best forward. And
He came back from injury a month.
Gene,
1 month.
He is our best forward, and I want him to start every game.
And he came back last month.
You know,
out for 3 months.
You know, if Darwin knew
3
the
months, Mike.
offside rule, I think Salah walks off that pitch with 2 assists.
But when are we going to stop this injury stuff about Mo Salah? Because he's been back since before the Man City game. This is not
he's played 3 or 4 games since he's come back. 3-4 full games since he's come back from injury, man.
But Gene, he's been in training for over a month, Gene. This is not.
Cody Gakpo's been in training for 2 years. Okay. Jack shit. So please chill out.
What do you mean?
He's been playing for 2 years at Liverpool. What's he done? He's been training for 2 years.
And he's also been
playing for Salah. You know what?
He's also playing.
I can understand he's not been.
Why do you always make this about Gakpo? This is about Salah. Why do you make this about Gakpo?
He's been in training for a month. So what?
Exactly. So how can you keep
Salah? Look, I can understand, and I accept the fact that he hasn't been great. Look, I'm granted for the last 4 games that he's playing, and I've said it a few times, but he's still our match winner, Asim. He's still arguably one of our best players, and I still want him to play. I'll be honest, because whenever he plays, it gives us balance. Yes, you guys will come up to me and say, "Yeah, that's fine." You know, Diaz gave us balance today on the right hand side. Granted, but we'll see it over the next few games and how we get simple. Boys, we have to.
I think it was in terms of Diaz played on the right wing because Salah, I think, was rested, and I think he'll come back for the game. I understand people are saying, you know, he looked really good, which he did. He had a really good game, but I think it was a lot down to the fact that Elliott played as well. If Szoboszlai played, then you might have had someone like Gakpo, even Jota rotating a lot more. And even sometimes in the case of Jota starting, we saw Jota starting on the right-hand side. Avi, when you were in the country, you know, I think that Burnley game, I think Jota started on the right-hand side. Is because we had someone like Bradley on the right-hand side holding width.
Trent played that game.
Sorry, Trent, didn't he go off?
He went off, then he put Curtis Jones at right back, remember?
Yes.
He put Jones at right back, and then Elliott came in the middle.
Yes, he did. But over the last few months, you know, he's been our out ball, and he's allowed for the players to come inside. But Harvey Elliott, even though he was, you know, in situations holding width, but he's a guy who's going to come inside into the pockets. And then you've got Trent playing the quarterback role and inside in midfield. Then who's going to hold width? You know, Gakpo doesn't hold width as good as Diaz on the right-hand side. And so I think it's down to the fact that Diaz was the best option.
I want Salah to play with Trent. When Salah and Trent are on that pitch together, our right-hand sides are completely different. We're a completely different team. them two are right hand side is where most of our play comes from anyway. So this is the thing. Salah didn't have Trent when he came back from injury. Our forwards have not been on form. Yeah, we won today. Look, I don't want to make it out like I'm not unhappy with our forwards. We won today, but you can't sit here and say to me that front three were amazing. Guys, they were. Let's put
the more game time, the more rhythm. That helps as well. It's the first time they played together.
They were better. I can accept that. But don't make it out like Cody Gakpo was a world beater today. He had a decent game, right? Don't make it out that Diogo Jota had a brilliant game. Yes, he got his goal, but he wasn't. I didn't think he was amazing in terms of great. Yeah, you just come back from it, you got a goal. So I just want to put a bit of perspective. I'm big. So Mo Salah's biggest fan, and I want him to start because I believe he is our match winner. I genuinely believe he is our match winner in terms of all our forwards.
I think Asim, you can't drop Jota for the Merseyside derby. I don't think you can drop him.
But I don't think Jota's going to be. I think it's a similar thing. I think it's a similar thing to the Kanate. It's a fitness issue rather than the form issue.
Asim, 5 games to go. You got to throw that out the window now. I'm sorry, all the scientists that we have, all the doctors that we have. His meter is reading that he has to come off on a certain minute. With 5 games to go, that goes out of the window. I'm sorry, it really does. I'm not trying to be reactionary here or trying to get some views.
But then you're gonna call
5 games to go.
Especially
with Klopp's 5 games to go, you go for full pelt. That's what you gotta go for. You can't go for this. It's a fitness issue. For the 5 games to go, that goes out of the window.
No, you play your best. You play your best team. If he pulls on after 30 minutes, you're gonna have a go at Klopp, saying, "Why are you managing him wrongly?"
No, I wouldn't. I would say that's fine. That's fine. No, you can't.
It's not fine. It's fine.
Asim, believe you me. In-game management or fitness issues with 5 games to go, they go out the window for all top clubs. You go with your best now.
That's what
you cannot be listening to doctors in your ear or the physios in your ear or the Kornmeyers, the Schlumbergers saying, "Oh, you know what? Don't start Jota against Merseyside derby." If Jota says himself he's fit, he'll give it you 65. You start him on Wednesday.
Every player is going to say every player at Liverpool is going to say, "I'm fit,"
and you got to trust their word. At the beginning of the season, you manage it. In the middle of the season, you manage it. Have we managed the squad this season really well? I don't think we have. So what's the point of managing it now? We haven't managed Szoboszlai's minutes really well. We haven't managed McAllister's minutes really well. You've got to manage it now. And then I'm not having a go at you or anything. I'm just talking in perspective.
So why aren't we playing Ibu then? Well this season. Why aren't we playing Ibu then?
Ibu, I just think these my perception.
Why aren't we playing Ibu?
I just think he's getting little niggles. I just think he's getting niggled. It's obviously a niggling issue.
There was a report on Thursday night that Jota got a niggle in the warm up.
Well, he started today, didn't he?
Niggle, that's what a niggle is. It only gives you, it puts you up one game, not 3.
No, look. This wasn't having a go at anyone. I'm just saying that with 5 games to go, Klopp needs to really be, and I know he's an advocate of this. We've got to listen to the fitness team, what they say, what that say. My decision sometimes out of my hands. Well, you know what? Make it on your hand because this is your legacy we're talking about. We want that second league title. We want to celebrate a title in front of our fans. So you go for it. And even if we win our next 5, it might not be good enough.
Jota, I know what you're saying, Avi. It's very, very easy to say, look, we've got 5 games, go for it. But and I know Jota isn't fit. He's not 100%. He's that kind of player who needs 3-4 games. But these 5 games are not just normal 5 games, Avi. They are going to be 5 finals. And if we can have Jota available for
Asim, I need a bagsman. I need a bagsman. At the first glance of a chance, he puts the ball in the net. I don't need a Gakpo in the 9. I don't need a Darwin in the 9. I don't even need a Salah who's missed chances in the last 3-4 games. I need a Jota.
I want him for 5 games. Even if Everton, he gives me 30, 40 minutes. That's enough for me. Because I still think he gets 1.
Well, the game could be dead by then.
Why? It's not fucking Barcelona. We're playing Everton.
They're fighting for relegation.
Curtis Jackson.
Nothing more. They will want if Chelsea get a result on Tuesday, Everton will want nothing more.
Yeah, I get that.
For everything they've for the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. Everton, this will be their Champions League final. They'll never get it in their lifetime in reality, but this will be their Champions League final at Goodison Park. If Chelsea can get a result on Tuesday, boy, putter, yaad rakho, Chelsea, Everton will be up for it.
Would you start Jota on Wednesday? Sorry, Sarib, go.
No, that's fine. Go.
I was going to ask you, would you start him?
I would stick with the same.
I would go Jota.
No, it's fair enough. Fair enough.
Curtis Jackson says, Asim, Nunes, Jota, Diaz, the best front three we've seen all season. That is a fact. What do you lot think of that?
Nunes, Jota, Diaz.
You know,
I don't mind
Salah,
Nunes on the left. I don't
game.
mind.
Nunes
Nunes played on the left at
You're
Anfield
like,
last
come on,
season.
man. You're like, look,
No,
Salah
Nunes.
was- before
Nunes
this
last
season,
Nunes
Salah
last
was
season.
our-
Do you know Nunes last season on the left hand side against Everton, where Gakpo played centrally? He played really
talking
well.
about
He
this
set up
season
the
when
goal
he
for
played
Salah as
Tottenham.
well.
But Avi, you can't judge players how they played. Like,
Last
all the
season,
one-
Are you telling me you wouldn't back Darwin Nunes against Ashley Young, who's about 40?
I would.
I
But
wouldn't.
You
didn't the
think
comment
it
say
becomes Yavans today?
no?
Why would I change?
Because
Why would I
the
change?
comment
Gakpo?
said,
Gakpo's
the
been playing
comment
left wing.
said is the best front three we have seen all season. We
Yeah, because
can't
that's
judge
the
your
front
winning.
three.
Yeah, why are we listening to 50
They
Cent?
played against Chelsea as well. They played
Fucking
against Chelsea.
Curtis Jackson's not a real name. Yeah, put it away.
They scored back-to-back 4 goals, to be fair, against Bournemouth and Chelsea. To be fair,
Come
I
on,
give them that.
Sorry, Sarib.
I think they scored that front three. I understand what you're trying to say. That front three did score back-to-back in Premier League games, 4 goals.
Yeah, when Salah went
Was that Chelsea game at home, wasn't it?
Yeah, the same front three
That's
played.
what it is, and that was our best front three. But let's forget about what Salah did, up until December when he went injured. He was arguably our best player for 4 months. The most goals, the most assists, yeah. Let's forget about all what
He's
Salah
out of
did
form
to
right now.
Kaiser.
He's
Let's
out of
just
form
focus
right
on
now.
the 4
As of now, Salah is
he's off form. He's just
Sal-
come back from injury.
as
He
of
was
now-
good, man.
So Avi,
as of now,
Avi,
he's
would you
snapping at
bench?
chances. He's snapping at chances right now. I want
Avi-
informed bagsman at the team.
Avi, who's your front
Who's
three
the
on
informed
Wednesday night?
batsman right now?
Avi, who's your front
No,
three on
who's
Wednesday night?
informed? But forget today's game. Who's informed batsman right now?
Not Salah.
Jota.
No, not Nunes.
No,
not
you played
Gakpo, not all-
you played
all-
you
Gakpo,
Jota.
Salah.
But you already played Jota. You played Jota
Chill out,
then.
bro.
You played
Honestly,
Jota.
I understand inform. You're making it out like these other players are on such great form. They're not.
Yeah, but why would he change if it's working?
It worked one game, man. It worked one game.
asked him.
You're
The
making
last
it out
game
like
we
you're
haven't
world
won.
beaters
We
today.
have
They're
not
not.
won.
Asim, shush. My front three on Wednesday is the front three that started today. And then after 60-65, we switch it up.
When I get excited, I know what you're saying. You want a bagsman, you want a killer in the box. But I don't want Jota to break down. I'm scared. And I really
sake.
class. Let me hear me
He's
out.
right.
man.
He breaks down.
Hear me out.
Asim.
Hear me out, man. I class Diogo Jota fit when he's got the ball and he's driving past players. He's tried it a few times in the last week or two, and he hasn't come off. That's when I think Diogo Jota is not fit. And I don't want him to, sort of overstretch or have an impact type of injury. To be fair, can happen anytime, whether you're fit or even 70% fit.
If we
I
get
think
gilt
we
edge
have to.
chances in the first 30-40 minutes and we've not put 1 or 2 away, Asim, you will be ruining what you said today. I
Guys,
promise you will.
Guys, I think this Liverpool.
Chalo, theek hai. When Jota doesn't start on Wednesday night, you come back to me and say, I
Getting a
apologize.
bit carried
And I'll
away.
apologize to you as well.
I will say
On
sorry.
Twitter.
I'll touch your feet again.
Guys, look, we are getting carried away. This win is one step closer to securing next season's UCL place. Stop fighting like cats and dogs. And the way we're fighting, guys, it's like a relegation battle. Look at Cheat's face.
Listen, my expectations, Sarib, no, my expectations are right now. My expectations right now are I'm comfortable within myself knowing that City have won the league. Okay, I've come to grips with that City are winning the league because we've done the chasing, we've been the hunters, and they always close the season out like they should, like they are, right? They're serial winners. But if they do slip up, which I don't believe they will slip up against Brighton away, their slip up will come against Spurs. Do I see us winning our games before we play Spurs? Hopefully, yes. But anything can happen on Wednesday. Chelsea will get a result at the Emirates. They won't beat Arsenal, but they'll get a result.
And they've got Spurs as well. I think Arsenal. They've got Spurs as well.
Oh yeah, they've got to go Spurs away, Arsenal as well. Yeah.
Ayush was in the calling show. He goes, by the way, my 3-1 prediction came true. First game I watched the full 90 and we won. Big up.
What's first game I watched full 90? Come on, man. You should be watching more. By the way, he's some good comments he's put up today, man. So respect to him.
Just to go into the start. There were a few starred comments today. I'm just going to bring up. I don't think we brought up Ash's super chat. Ash, nice one. Thanks for tuning in. Good thing that I started and not Asim. Thanks for always tuning in. One man made the difference today. Trent, way he spoke after the game filled me with confidence. Next 5, he might be the difference maker for us. Richard Hutchinson, who's been in our chat as well. Asim, do you want to take this one quickly? What is going on with Sobo?
Look, we've just been touching on Salah's injury, Jota's injury. I think hamstrings injury. Look at how KDB came back from City. He came on 20, 30 minutes here and there, a start here and there, then he disappeared. He got another niggle. I think Sobo he's underrated. Yes, he's had fatigue issues and stuff like that, but I think you can't underestimate the amount of work that he does off the ball. I was talking about it yesterday. That it needs to be a balancing act, especially when on the right hand side when Salah plays, he's playing in between Salah and Trent. There has to be a guy who plays the box to box role. If you want to call it the Henderson role, we've been talking about it all season. When you see him put that shift in, and even on the other side, Curtis Jones, there were comments about on the I think it was the second leg in Atlanta. People said Curtis Jones was shy. I don't think Curtis Jones was shy. Every time you saw Jurgen Klopp applauding, it was because of Curtis Jones's counter press. There has to be someone who harasses the opposition and wins the ball back. So I understand the frustration in fans where, on the last month or even over the season, that he's got so much ability in the last third of the field. You want him to have a lot more output. But we have to provide perspective of what sort of role he's playing. Maybe next season, or maybe next season, where he plays in the right winger role a bit more, and he gets the license to express himself a lot more. When he plays for his country, he's the man. Everything goes through him. At Liverpool, there are bigger men, or bigger profiles, or bigger kings, to even use the exact word. The king is the finisher in our team, whether you like it or not. We've got our own king right in the house. Liverpool have got their own king. So look, you have to say, look, he's had a decent season. I'm not concerned about Szoboszlai. He's got every attribute, and he will be a really good player for Liverpool. Make no mistake about it.
Just going around the table then, Sarib, is there still one more final twist?
I'm still not gonna, like I said, we might win the league,
No,
but
because Arsenal win the league.
Oh yeah, why are you interrupting him?
I'm gonna laugh with me. Let me.
Guti,
I'm allowed.
let him speak. Let me speak. You
Yeah,
always go
you
first. Sarib, go on. Sorry, Sarib.
I know it's your boy that you like.
And it's taken us 1 hour and 20 minutes to realize that this was the fucking order that our show should go on. Look, that's the way we do it. Look, you didn't even realize.
I'm gonna take that personal, because Gene, every time I mention Salah being a bench, he has a go at me. I didn't even mention Arsenal today, and everyone cooks me for mentioning Arsenal. It was Gene that done it today, but no one's gonna say anything because Sarib's the undercover Arsenal fan.
You're not mentioning them because we won, because now they've lost the game. Now they're not top of the
Sarib,
table.
I asked you a different question to the one that you're answering. Can you just please, because we need to wrap up. Is there one more final twist in the league? And where does that twist happen? Where does that twist happen?
Final twist. Final twist.
I'm not answering your question.
No, go on, just quickly. Hurry up. Go around the table.
No, I'm not answering. I'm going to be childish. I'm not answering your question.
Okay, Sarib, Gina, go on.
Listen, I'm a believer.
I'll
Man.
answer your question.
I'm going to say that there's going to be a twist, and I hope that there is one, and I hope it works in our favor. But look, there's 5 games to go. Still, anything can happen. We just need to win our games. It was all about winning.
Do we win all 5?
I'm taking every game in the game. I am not going on anything like the next one, because we don't know what's going to happen in 2 games' time.
For the sake of the show, do we win all 5?
Yes, I'm a believer, man.
Asim, do City slip up somewhere?
Of course. There's a
Sarib,
twist. The final twist.
Sarib, do Arsenal win all 5?
No, I think they can.
No, according to Sarib, Arsenal don't lose. Arsenal don't lose.
I didn't just say Arsenal. I said all of us. I said City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I said all of us. I didn't just say one of them. I said all of us won't lose another league game. I did say that.
Do City lose, Sarib?
No.
Do they draw?
Yes, I think City will draw at. No, I think City will draw at Tottenham. Yes.
Do Arsenal win all 5?
No, they're gonna also draw at Tottenham.
Do Liverpool win all 5?
City will win the title then.
Huh?
I don't know the maths. Whatever the maths is, I think Arsenal are still gonna win it. To be honest, I'm not gonna change my prediction.
Liverpool slip up where?
Who have you got?
You thought Liverpool would lose today, by the way.
Fair enough. I did. Fair enough. I did.
Tell me where Liverpool slip up.
I saw the lineup: Gakpo left wing, and I changed.
Where do Liverpool slip up? Everton?
No.
We've got Spurs?
No.
West Ham away. So you think we're going to slip up, but you don't know where?
I think West Ham away. We're going to drop.
On the half 12.
I think it's going to be 1-1. That 12:30 kickoff. It's not the one. It's not the one.
I think we're dropping West Ham big time. I think we love that pitch. We love playing at the Olympic Stadium as well. I tell you where it'll be tricky. It'll be that fucking Wolves game. The Villa game. My apologies. That Villa away.
I think
Emery.
they might have it wrapped up by then, you know.
But the thing is, we need Spurs. We need Spurs to win.
Yeah, but we need Spurs to beat.
We got Villa away as well. We're Villa away.
That's the one. That's the one I've just said. That's the one I've just said.
Yeah, but if it gets to that game, Avi, either we have to win or we have to win for a good reason.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Listen, I'm relying on the fat Aussie man to do a job. Ange will decide it, man. Ange will decide it somehow. But guys, this has been Born and Red. 1 hour and 30 minutes of your time. Appreciate you always. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. We had a good crowd in today. A joyful one as well today with that result against Fulham. Boys, we just got to crack on, isn't it? It's going to be another grind on Wednesday. Everton won't make it easy, especially Sean Dyche. We've had Jurgen's had his own battles with him over the years. But listen, this has been Born and Red. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe on your way out, on our way to 10K. And we shall see you post-match on Wednesday, which Asim maybe, Sarib definitely. Gina, wherever he might be in Turkey, we don't know. But make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you and good night. Thanks.
Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, guys.